agree.
On to the next topic.
Yes.
Is it racist to make schools and corporations English only? Adeline.
Absolutely not. Okay, this is America. We speak English in America, and I'm Hispanic. My parents are Hispanic, of course, and you know, we were born elsewhere, Puerto Rico, and what have you, but we're in America, and the primary language of this country is English. And if I picked up and moved to China, I would expect to have to speak Chinese. So here, I think that English is the language. It's the language that should be spoken in our schools. It's the language that should be spoken in our workplaces. That's not to say that other languages should not be accommodated, and that we should have instruction and materials and information available in a multitude of languages to accommodate the very diverse population that we have in this country. But the primary language is English, and that's the language that should be spoken here.
Well, your argument presumes, though, that America popped up fully formed out of the ocean floor, and that is not the case. America became America because of the melting pot, because of all of these immigrants, you know. You had the original African immigrants, also known as slaves, right, who built the country up from the ground up. You had the Chinese immigrants who built the railroads. You had the Irish immigrants and the Italians, and all of these people contributed to this country. And I think it's unfair to say now, whatever couple of hundred years later, English is the only language. That only says one. And not to also, you know, take away from the fact that we need to be part of a global community. We're also part of a global economy, and as Americans, we should be encouraging the speaking of more languages, not just English, you know, but to be part of that global economy. My last point on that is that if you're a child who's coming from another country, I think it's horrible what some states are doing, instituting an English-only instruction, because you know how stressful, how horrible that is for that child who's being thrown into that environment with no instruction, with no teachers who speak the language, no guidance counselors who speak the language, and all of a sudden they're just there. It's cruel. It's cruel to do that, and I don't think it's fair.
Well, over the last 40 years, it's been shown that in Canadian and American schools, a bilingual approach to education has worked tremendously, and that the bilingual students not only match but surpass the English-only students, and that there's a carryover into mathematics for that. So I think that it's largely a proven success story. With regard to the economic world, the business corporate world, I think that the English language is a predominant, universal, global language of business. That's why everybody learns English all over the world, even though only a minority speak about it. Mm-hmm. And I don't think that in the corporate world we should let our linguistic vanity overcome the fact that a corporation is in business for only one purpose, and that is to make money. So I think that in that world, English only is perfectly fine because it's all about money.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree, Marco. Yeah. And listen, the reason that people come here from all over the world is for opportunity, and we are still the land of opportunity. But you have to learn the language.